Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time you see this video. My name is Oyeshola from Sickle Cell Convos, and today I'm going to share about using a POC, Portable Oxygen Concentrator, on a flight to get oxygen. In 2022, my consultant advised that I have oxygen whenever I fly. As sickle cell warriors, our red blood cells that carry oxygen are sickled. They are not shaped properly, so they carry less oxygen. When you combine that with high altitudes when flying, you know that oxygen is reduced in high altitudes. So that can make a sickle cell warrior fall into a crisis when they land because they've been exposed to that. So if you give oxygen on board a flight, then you can lower the chances of you having a crisis when you land. Now, there are two methods of having oxygen on board. The first one is that you can have the oxygen from the airline. The airline gives you the oxygen cylinder. You can have that. The second one is that you can bring what is called a POC, a portable oxygen concentrator. And that can give you oxygen as well through nasal cannula. So those are the two ways that you can get oxygen on board a flight. So now I'm going to share my personal experience with getting oxygen on this airline. Again, this is just a personal experience. It may not be the same for everybody. So I just want to say that I have gotten oxygen from British Airways and I have gotten oxygen from Qatar Airways, and it was a straightforward process. This time I was flying a Royal Air Maroc and I wanted to get oxygen from them. You know that for some airlines it's free. I didn't pay for Qatar and I didn't pay British Airways, but I know that for some other airlines you pay. So of course I knew that I was going to pay a fee. So to get oxygen from the airline, the first thing you need is that you let them know that you need oxygen, and they send you a form that you fill. You take it to your doctor who fills the medical part of it, signs and stamp, and then you can send it off to them, and then it goes to authorization. They always say that you should make sure you send this form at least 72 hours before your flight so that they can go through it. Also, I just wanted to say here that most airlines can only give one person oxygen per flight. So you should try and book your oxygen immediately you get your ticket. You buy your ticket, you should try and book it so that nobody books oxygen before you, because if somebody has booked, you may then have to change your flight date. So what happened was I filled my form, my doctor signed and stamped it, and I sent it back to the company. And then they emailed me saying that it was going through processing, that they would let me know when it was ready. So after waiting for some days, they then sent me a reply saying that they've approved for my outward flight, and I needed to pay about 400 euros or pounds, I can't remember, for 3 cans of oxygen just for the outward flights. And I was thinking, oh, why 3 cans of oxygen? Anyways, that was not even the main thing. I was ready to pay for it. And then came the shocker. I asked, how do I pay for this? Are you sending me a link, or how do I pay for this? And they said, you can only pay physically at our London office. London? I live nowhere close to London. And going to London would take me at least maybe 3 hours to get to their office. And they said, well, I can only pay for the oxygen at their office, and I needed to pay before I could have it. So I needed to switch to plan B. And what was my plan B? Was using a POC, portable oxygen concentrator. Now there are companies that rent out a POC if you need it. You can also buy your own if needed, but someone had given me a contact of a company that rents POCs, and so I contacted them. And I'd contacted them before, but I just thought because I would get the oxygen from the airline, there was no need. But when I found out at the last minute that that wouldn't work, I went back to plan B. So I then told them that I would use a POC instead. And just to backtrack, you need to tell the company how long the flight is so they can confirm which POC would be best for you. You need to have 150% battery for your trip. So you have to have battery power that will last you for that trip, and like extra. That's the law with using a POC. So they had told me the type of POC that I would need. So I had to get another form from Royal Air Maroc. Just before I go on, I forgot to mention that when I asked for the form for the oxygen, they sent me a form in French, and I said, oh, I'm so sorry, can you send me one in English because I don't understand French? And they said they are sorry, the form is only in French. So of course we had to use Google Translate and all of that again. So when I asked for the POC form again, because they had to send me a different one, there's a different form for POC. So that also came in French and we had to translate it. Of course, my my doctor also had to sign, and they asked for a few details which I gave them. And when I submitted the POC form and the other forms that they requested, it went through processing and they allowed me to use my POC. Of course, the POC came just in time for my trip and I was able to use it. I'm going to show you what a POC is like. I'm going to put a picture up there. You would see that. So what is a POC and how does it work? POC, Portable Oxygen Concentrator, is a small medical device that is powered by a battery. It allows you to have medical grade oxygen on the go. So what it does is that it takes the oxygen in the atmosphere, it passes it through some filters that are in the machine, it removes the nitrogen, and it then gives hospital grade oxygen to the user via a nasal cannula or mask. So like it's in the name, it's portable, you can carry with you. If you're renting or if you're buying, you should buy at least 2 batteries, and they would give you 2 batteries because you need to have a lot of battery power in case something happens. They also gave me a second machine as a backup in case anything happened to the first one. But basically that's what it does. You attach your nasal cannula to it and you can use it on board the plane. Again, people can use it if need be. They can use it when they're hiking or when they're doing activities, if they need it for their medical conditions. But I only needed mine on board the plane, and that was what I used it for. If you put it on, it would show you the percentage of the battery that is left. Also, it will show you how many hours that your battery would work for. So you would know if your flight is say for 4 hours, you put on your POC, you can say that your battery can last you for maybe 8 hours. So you have enough battery time for that flight, and if something were to happen. Basically, you cannot use it throughout the whole day. It's just for little time, not the whole day. So it was very good using it. Now I know that I can always use a POC if I need it. I don't always have to get my oxygen from the airline. And I'll just say that if you have sickle cell and you're traveling, please consider getting oxygen. Speak to your consultant about it. The difference when I've traveled without oxygen and when I've traveled with oxygen has been night and day. The energy I feel when I have oxygen, and I no pains whatsoever when I land, is been very good. And I think that I would always go for that option. Remember that you have to do your paperwork before you travel. So once you know your dates, start getting everything ready. But yes, I just thought to share my experience of using a POC. I'll put in some videos and pictures. And yes, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Please follow me on all my social media platforms. I'm on X, on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, and on YouTube. My handle on all of them is @Sickle Cell Convos. Thank you, and please take care of yourself. See you later. Bye bye.